El Niño is one of those climate terms that people hear in the news all the time, but often without a clear picture of what it actually means. In simple terms, El Niño is a recurring warming of part of the Pacific Ocean. And that may sound like a local change, but it is not. The Pacific is so large and so important to the planet's weather system that when this part of the ocean shifts, the effects can spread far beyond the water itself. That is why El Niño matters. It can influence rainfall, drought, storms, ocean life, and temperature patterns across large parts of the world. To understand how that happens, we need to start with the Pacific in its normal state. Normally, trade winds blow from east to west across the tropics. In the Pacific Ocean, those winds push warm surface water toward Asia and Oceania. As that warm water moves away, colder water from below can rise closer to the surface near South America. That balance helps shape rainfall, ocean temperatures, and marine life across the region. So under ordinary conditions, the system has a kind of rhythm. The winds keep moving. The warm water stays mostly piled up in the west. The cooler water can keep rising in the east. And that balance helps keep the Pacific behaving in a more predictable way. But every 2 to 7 years, that rhythm begins to change. The trade winds weaken. Sometimes they weaken enough to partially reverse the usual pattern. And when that happens, the warm water that had been piled up in the western Pacific starts moving back east. What looks stable turns out to be surprisingly fragile. The whole system changes direction. That reversal is the heart of El Niño. If average sea surface temperatures in part of the Pacific rise by more than 5 degrees Celsius above normal, scientists classify it as an El Niño event. That may sound small, but in the climate system, small temperature shifts over huge stretches of ocean can trigger major consequences. In South America, El Niño often means warmer ocean water and heavier rainfall. In Asia and Oceania, it can raise the risk of drought. So one large shift in the Pacific can end up reshaping conditions on opposite sides of the ocean at the same time. And this is where the story becomes bigger than one patch of ocean. The oceans are already warmer than they used to be. Since pre-industrial times, average ocean surface temperatures have risen significantly because of climate change. So when El Niño adds even more heat on top of that background warming, the effects can become more severe. Marine ecosystems feel that pressure first. Warmer water can disrupt habitats, strain food chains, and reduce the ocean's ability to absorb carbon dioxide. And that matters far beyond the Pacific, because the ocean is one of the planet's most important buffers against climate change. So El Niño is not just a weather headline, and it is not just a technical term for scientists. It is a reminder that the systems keeping Earth in balance are dynamic, interconnected, and increasingly stressed. Which is exactly why we need to keep an eye on it.